Hi all, this is Lakshmi, working as assistant professor in the Department of ECE at SNSCT. So today I'm here to discuss about the lecture series on Introduction to Embedded System. So before discussing about the embedded system, so we must understand its the empathy part. So design thinking consists of 5 stages. So where stage one is empathy, so which is a human-centric approach. So where we consider the each and every needs of the user. So as far as our embedded system is concerned, so who are our users? So the common users are the consumers, that is like home appliance users, drivers and passengers in a vehicle system, patient and healthcare staff in medical system, and in industrial operators. These are all the common users where we have to find out the pain points and other things faced by these type of users. And the hidden users in embedded system will be like the maintenance engineers, the system integrators, manufacturers, etc. And also the expectations would be from all the users would be like reliability. The system must work continuously without any failure, safety, which is very critical in medical, automotive, and industrial system, the speed and accuracy, and the immediate response in real-time application. So the term embedded system means it is a combination of hardware and the software which is intended for specific application. So that we call it as a embedded system. So as I told, the defined part of the DT stage is here. What is embedded system? So it is a self-contained system which is intended to perform a specific task where the computer system contains the combination of this hardware and software. So together it is performing a task. So that is an embedded system. Here we could see an addition task is performed. And so this embedded system can be defined as the information processing system which is embedded into a larger product. So a very simple example of an embedded system is a digital camera. So another example of the embedded system here is, so let us consider a home appliance which is the refrigerator. So this is acting as embedded system because, so this is a simple embedded system which contains the embedded computer. So this would be the processor or the controller which will be acting as the brain of this system. Then we have other peripherals, the human interaction, the compressor control, the display part, the alarm, the required temperature, actual temperature, and the network interaction if it is required. So when we consider about the smart IoT application, with the help of internet connection, we might receive the notifications. So in that case, we call that as networked embedded system. So the characteristics of an embedded system would be like it is mainly meant for a specialized function. So unlike the general purpose computer, the embedded system is meant only to perform a specialized function, and it is for real-time computing. So a lot of real-time applications right from the consumer electronics, the healthcare, the industry sector, and all these works on real-time application. And this integration, so integration this into large devices, so not only the standalone embedded system but also integrating it with large devices and the limited programmability, so where the end users cannot directly program the embedded systems like desktops. So these are the features of embedded system. So now a question arises whether the desktop or the PC or laptop which we use is an embedded system. So definitely no. So this is not an embedded system because embedded system is intended only for specific application and it is dedicated to perform a single task. So or a limited number of tasks, but it is all working for the same aim. But whereas a desktop is considered as a general purpose system as it can do many different tasks like videos, working on office suits, editing images, browsing the web, etc. So these are all the application of a computer. So that it cannot be done simultaneously. So and that is done which is simultaneously it is carried out. So this is the difference between the general purpose system and the embedded system. So laptop and the desktops are not an embedded system. It is a general purpose system. So there are different types of embedded system based on the performance and functional requirements. So we have four major types: standalone system, real-time system, networked system, mobile system. So standalone system, which is simple and it is intended for smaller applications like the digital camera, etc. So real-time system, it is based on the specific time constraints, like for example we can go with the health monitoring system. So all these comes under real-time system. And the network system which requires the internet connection, so we can give a good example of ATM as networked system. And the mobile system which is portable, so the smartphone comes under this mobile system. And based on the performance of microcontroller, we have three major types: small scale, medium scale, and sophisticated system. So under small scale system, so it operates on the smaller bits, around 8 bits it works, and the medium scale would work between 16 to 32 bits, and sophisticated beyond the for high power applications, they go for sophisticated system. So standalone, as I told, the microwave ovens, so that does not require any host system. It takes the input and process it and produces the result through the connected devices. So digital camera, the gaming consoles, oven, and all these comes under standalone embedded system. So real-time embedded system we can categorize into two types: hard real-time and soft real-time system. Hard means if the system fail, the entire system will collapse if it doesn't meet the time constraint. Whereas soft, even the missing deadline, it will only degrade the performance but not the entire system. For example, video streaming is a soft real-time system, and the pacemaker can be acting as a hard real-time system. The aircraft and all these comes under hard real-time system. So network embedded system, the smart home systems comes under network embedded system, which requires the LAN or WAN to access the resource. So mobile, it is used in portable devices like camera, mobile phones, and all these are the example of mobile embedded system. So these are the career opportunities in the embedded system industry. So there are various roles available like the software architect, software engineer, programmer, and the embedded developer, digital system manager, the smart system admin, etc. So these are various career opportunities in our embedded industry. So this is the overall summary of the introduction to embedded system. So what it is mainly intended for dedicated function, that is for single task or specific function. Characteristics: real time, low power, and it is reliable. And the components, both hardware and software, combines this embedded system. So we have a standalone, real-time, network, mobile as the types of embedded system. And the processors, we have controller, processor, DSP, and system on chip. And the software, like we have the real-time operating system, firmwares, etc. And these are the various fields of applications of embedded system, that is consumer electronics, medical devices, industrial control, and automotive area. So today's assessment is define embedded system. So it is a combination of hardware and software which is intended to perform a specific function, is called as an embedded system. And the difference between general purpose and embedded system is, so general purpose system would do many tasks simultaneously. For example, the desktop or the laptop is a general purpose system, and embedded system is intended to do only a specific task. Thank you.